Welcome to the news on Mirror Now. I'm Kavita Krishnan. Let's take a look at the top headlines at this hour. Medical apathy at its worst in Uttar Pradesh. Man forced to carry his sister, a burn victim, on his shoulder after being denied an ambulance. Day 10 of the Bandh in Darjeeling and the demand for Gorkha land gets stronger. Local labourers and residents leave Darjeeling due to the indefinite shutdown called by the Gorkha Janmukti Morcha. Mumbai's civic body BMC stands exposed. Contractors who are blacklisted for irregularities in road repair works have been awarded contracts worth 50 crore rupees by the civic body itself. The Delhi High Court slams the Municipal Corporation of Delhi for its garbage and sanitation management, orders the civic body to crack down on officers not doing their job. A missing Delhi constable resurfaces as the kingpin of ATM robberies in Kerala. Mirror Now follows the hunt for a Delhi crime branch cop who turned rogue. Tata Group's flight story looks set for a takeoff. The Times Group learns that the government and the Tata Group have held preliminary discussions on the mega stake sale of the Air India.
व्यापारियों को दुख दर्द देना मुझे लगता है कि अमिताभ बच्चन जी को शोभा नहीं देता.
The Congress drags Amitabh Bachchan into the GST debate, warns the superstar to abstain from endorsing the goods and services tax. Uber chief Travis Kalanick drives out following a shareholder revolt. The taxi-hailing firm is on the lookout for a new boss to steer the company. And India, along with countries across the globe, celebrates the 3rd International Yoga Day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi leads the Yoga Fest in a special session in Lucknow. Beginning with our top story this hour, dramatic visuals to come up on your screen. Story coming out of Agra, where a police officer allegedly got violent and created a ruckus in a hotel. The police officer was allegedly drunk and got into a brawl with the hotel staff and even beat them up. The entire incident was captured on CCTV camera.
आईडी वगैरह करना शुरू कर दी, कुछ पूछना नहीं, कुछ गछना नहीं, और मारना पीटना शुरू कर दिया. गार्ड साहब को, हमको, पंकज वगैरह था, उसको सबको मारना पीटना शुरू कर दिया. तो दारू पिला दी थी.
एसएसपी महोदय द्वारा जो चौकी इंचार्ज हैं उनको लाइन हाजिर कर दिया गया है और इनके विरुद्ध प्रारंभिक जांच भी चालू कर दी गई है.
Meanwhile, a head constable in the Delhi Police Crime Branch, Aslab Khan, has turned out to be the alleged mastermind of a gang of robbers in Kerala involved in a series of ATM loot. But when we approached the investigating officers in the case, the details that emerged were even more shocking. And you will see the extent to which this policeman used his influence to run away with the stolen cash. The Kerala police now expect the Delhi Crime Branch and the Haryana police to help nab the accused. Here's a full report.
A gang of professional robbers who successfully managed to loot ATMs in Kerala using the most sophisticated tools. Cash worth 13.6 lakhs stolen from 2 ATMs. The gang comprises technical experts well versed with the art of breaking the cash box, tracing cash-filled ATM locations, an expert driver who knows every escape route. And the trump card, a Delhi Police Crime Branch cop.
The alleged involvement of the Delhi Police Crime Branch head constable Aslab Khan came to light after a special investigation team of the Kerala police nabbed one of the gang members, Suresh, in New Delhi, who revealed about his long association with the Delhi constable.
Mirror Now has accessed CCTV footage that shows how head constable Aslab Khan used his influence to get through all checkposts. This white Innova, which has the sticker of the Delhi police, is the vehicle used by the gang, and this car with a Delhi number plate is registered under accused Suresh's name. During his interrogation, it was found Suresh had a fake police ID card and a fake press card. Suresh, in custody now, has been involved in several petty thefts in Kerala. During his interrogation, he detailed his long association with Aslub Khan.
അറസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത പ്രതിയെ കൂടാതെ 4 പേരുണ്ടെന്നാണ്. നിങ്ങളൊക്കെ അറിഞ്ഞതുപോലെ ഒരു സസ്പെൻഷനായ ഒരു പോലീസ് ഉദ്യോഗസ്ഥൻ്റെ കാര്യം അറിയാം. അത് കൂടാതെ 3 പേര് കൂടി ഉള്ളതായിട്ടാണ് നമുക്ക് ഇതുവരെ കൺഫെഷനിൽ അവരുടെ കുറ്റസമ്മത മൊഴിയിലൊക്കെ രേഖപ്പെടുത്തിയിട്ടുള്ളത്.
After Aslub Khan's involvement came to light, the Kerala police has been working with the Delhi crime branch and the Haryana police. Khan hails from Shikarpur village in Haryana's Mewat, and the police believe that the other gang members are also part of the same village. Despite several raids, though, conducted by the Haryana police in Mewat and adjoining areas, Aslub Khan, who knows the workings of the police, has managed to evade the law.
We have got information from Kerala police that Aslub Khan was involved in criminal incidents in Kerala, and though he was running absent since last 4 months, he was already under suspension from 31st May onwards.
But as far as Delhi police is concerned, we are committed to professional investigation, so all possible support will be extended, and we don't condone any kind of criminal act.
Interestingly, Kerala police sources have told Mirror Now they are not getting enough cooperation from the Delhi police crime branch to nab the accused head constable, a man who was part of their organization for over 25 years. Sources also suspect an insider hand in alerting Aslub Khan after the Kerala police arrested Suresh in Delhi.
It's been more than 17 days that the Delhi police were informed about the alleged involvement of their man in a series of ATM loots in Kerala. But so far, head constable Aslub Khan still remains absconding. Their man, who has been in their organization for over 25 years, what does it really speak about the image of the Delhi police? In New Delhi, this is Apurva Sridhar for Mirror Now.
And joining me now is Uday Sahai, who is a former IPS officer. Now, this is, of course, to discuss when the forces of law and order themselves resort to stealing. Who can the public trust? As we showed you 2 instances right now, but there are a number of instances of policemen turning rogue, which has come to light in the past few days. Alarming for civilians, of course, because the civilians are only as safe as if the police forces who are protecting them are alert and good. Uday Sahai, how does the system deal with a policeman who's gone rogue?
There are 2 situations. One is of Kerala incident, the other is of Agra. And I think there is a difference between the 2 because in Kerala, it's a crime, criminal, police mix-up case. And so far as Delhi police's track record on this is concerned, the fact that so far in the capital, no organized crime has been able to take roots, shows very clearly that there's no patronage, institutionalized patronage to the criminal world. Deviant cases, yes, and they should immediately respond. If some black sheep down the line has done this, which is quite possible as the case is being explained, then they should pick him up, nail him down, throw him out. But in case of the UP case, it's little different because it's a deviant case of a cop in whose mind the powers have gone, and after getting drunk, he has a delusionary concept of himself and he behaved the way he has. And that cannot be condoned, but it is also a sad reflection on the way their morale is right now, and that calls for a rethinking about the police force's morale and their behavior with the public.
Right. Uday Sahai, stay with us. We also are joined by Anuja Kapoor, a criminal psychologist. Anuja, 2 policemen, 2 instances of year of policemen going rogue. One, of course, is someone who was with the force and is now using his crime detection capabilities to actually commit crimes. And there is another case where there is a serving police officer who got drunk on alcohol and on power, it so seems, and has gone and ransacked a hotel.
Okay, now what we are looking into is the misuse of the power. Now, when we talk about misuse of the power, there is a personality which already has a criminal intent. And with that, if the misuse of power could be taken up, so you can very well see this is a classical example. And what I also would like to put it forward also, now it is high time that we also need police reforms. It is very important. If we really want our law and order to be done rightly, to be executed rightly, the law officers, the one who's going to execute law, should be the ones who should understand that they have to not to corrupt themselves as this is leading. Now, just what example they are setting. Now, the example, because of them, the whole police department comes under scanners. People doesn't know. It is definitely the thing is that people don't believe in them. And now when these type of things come up, then again, the police officers are under the scanner. Now, they have to understand that they're not the only one. They are the whole team. And you're wearing a uniform. And uniform means you are officially committed. And when you're officially committed to something, you have taken an oath. And when you take an oath, you have to understand that you are in an official uniform for what? If you are standing, your duty is to apprehend the criminals, not to be a criminal. So like this, that is why when we talk about why the crime rate is high, you tell me why the crime rate is high? It is because if you have, without the will of the politicians and the police officials, do you think the criminals can walk free? So they need to understand that, yes, the police reform is taking time. Yes, there are problems but this is not the way. This is not the way. There are ways which need to be addressed, yes, but this is not the way that you can take a bribe and corrupt yourself and then corrupt the whole department. Now what? Look at us. We poor people, where would we go if you will get corrupt?
Exactly, Anuja, and that of course is the biggest concern over here. Stay with us. Uday Saha is also with us. Uday, tell us this, especially like in the case in UP where, the case where this police officer has now become a kingpin of an ATM racket. In such a case where he's using his crime detection capabilities to actually commit a crime, does it become even more difficult to nab such policemen or such criminals, if I may call them?
Yeah, certainly it becomes a little difficult because they also know the system and they know the system of those who are after them. And therefore, it becomes a little difficult to nail them the way you nail down a normal criminal. But at the same time, they run out of steam very soon because once you change the side, your mind also starts getting cluttered and you are not sure which side of the law you are in and which side of the law will catch you up. So sooner or later they run out of steam and they are caught. In this case also, he's a guy who would have got mixed up, done what he has done, and I'm sure once it comes to the notice of guys senior up in the crime branch of Delhi Police, and if the allegations are correct, they will nail him down, they will put him down, register the case and take all disciplinary measures that they normally take in such cases of criminal mix-up.
Very quickly, will it make sense, does it make sense to make an example of such policemen who've taken, who are in a way drunk on power over here?
Yeah, the other case is very different because as I told you, he's a power drunk case. And when you are power drunk, under the influence of liquor, you don't really know your own limitations. If the law gives you power, it puts you a lot of under restraint as well. And if that fine distinction you forget because you are drunk, then you commit what you have committed, and soon after it's over, nobody is going to save you because they will certainly get you medically examined, they will suspend you, and but one has to look beyond this incident that there is some kind of overstretching of the force. Somewhere the force is not behaving the way they should. That calls for a larger thinking.
Right, and that of course was the point that Anuja Kapoor was also making, that you need to look at the morale of the police force. Police reforms of course is taking time over here, But it's also very important to look at the morale of the police force and keep talking to policemen so that they do not turn rogue, like we saw in these two cases. Thank you, Uday Sahai, and thank you, Anuja Kapoor, for joining us over there and bringing your perspective to these stories. But moving on, in a major embarrassment for the AAP, the Enforcement Directorate has registered a case under the Money Laundering Act in connection to the donation scam. 4 shell companies and their 4 directors are under the scanner. AAP leaders are likely to be quizzed about the source of the donation. Bhavtosh joins me with more details. Bhavtosh, what are the officials over here, investigating officers, are telling you? What are you picking up?
The Enforcement Directorate has said that they have registered a case of money laundering pertaining to the donations that were given to AAP. In 2015, AAP received 4 checks of 50 lakh rupees each from shell companies, and the directors of these companies have now been booked under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. What would be a big embarrassment for the party would be the fact that AAP treasurer and other leaders will be called in for questioning by the Enforcement Directorate, primarily because they were the one who benefited from these donations. They were the one who received these checks. The Income Tax Department, which has been carrying a separate probe in AAP's donation, had already termed these donations as bogus. They have said that these are fake donations that have been received from shell companies, and in fact have written a letter to Election Commission of India saying that the party's status as a political party should be nullified because these donations are part of money laundering and are from shell companies. Now, the ED's decision follows the Delhi Police's filing of an FIR around 2 years back in a case pertaining to donations given to AAP as a political party.
Right, Bhavtosh. Also, apart from the fact that this could have an obvious political fallout, what does it also, what impact could it have on the party's prospects in the forthcoming elections?
Well, as far as the party is concerned, they have to explain to ED from where they got this donation. They have said that they got these donations from check and that the donations are in fact are completely clean and legal. But under PMLA, under which the case has been filed, there is a provision of attachment of bank accounts and also of properties. So it could be possible that ED in days to come might just attach or seal the bank accounts of AAP.
Right, and has the AAP spoken about this?
Well, as of now, they have not issued a statement, but it's expected that it would be on the same lines that Centre has been carrying out a witch hunt. That's the vindictive move of the Centre, and they are using the investigating agency, be it CBI, Enforcement Directorate, or Income Tax, to target a political party which is in the forefront of fight against BJP and NDA.
Right, Bhavtosh, thank you for those details. But staying with Delhi, the Delhi High Court has directed the Municipal Corporation of Delhi to take action against officers for not doing their duties. This comes after the High Court held a hearing on the spread of chikungunya in Delhi. MCD officials have been pulled up after an unprecedented rise in the number of mosquito-borne diseases in the city. In fact, Justice Geeta Mittal has observed that punishing for contempt is not enough and that disciplinary proceedings must be taken against errant officers. Response has to be given in the next 2 days. Milan Sharma sends us a full report.
The Delhi High Court came down heavy on the 3 municipal corporations in the national capital, wrapping them for not getting garbage picked up even after a week. The court noted that strict action must be taken against officials who are doing dereliction of duty or who are not doing their jobs on time. The court noted that the spread of chikungunya, dengue and malaria in the national capital is an embarrassment. And how does the government expect Delhi to be a world-class city if garbage is not being lifted for over a week now? The court has given them 6 more days to file new affidavits. With the affidavit stated in the court did not admit them, stating that a 100-page affidavit is not what they need, and that a 2-page affidavit by all municipal corporations stating the action that they are taking against the officials who are not doing their duties in time. And the court asked both municipal commissioners of North and South who were present in the hearing to whether the court should file a contempt against them for not trying to come out of their air-conditioned cabins and doing a spot check in areas where the garbage is not being lifted. In New Delhi, this is Milan Sharma for Mirror Now.
The Chief Justice of the High Court today has appointed Mr. Sanjay Jain, the Additional Solicitor General, as the Commissioner for for North MCD, and she's told him to submit a report of 2 pages by Monday about the actions taken against the officers who've been negligent in their duties. And on the 27th will be the next hearing, and she's still disappointed with the progress.
First question that the High Court today had to ask the Commissioner was, where has he personally visited the garbage area or the dhalaos, as we famously call them as? So he had no answer to it. The Commissioner of South Delhi Municipal Corporation had no answer as to where he has gone. So on that only aspect, it was clear that nothing has been done on ground. Now today High Court has again directed that the action be taken against all the MCD employees who are found guilty of dereliction of duty. Because wherever the garbage is lying, now action has to be taken by MCD and report to the court on 27th of June.
From Delhi to Mumbai, where the civic body BMC's lies stand completely exposed. After blacklisting contractors on grounds of irregularities in roadworks, 3 of these blacklisted companies were again awarded contracts worth crores of rupees by the BMC to fix the city's roads. Disha Shah gets us more details.
The 3 contractors here that we are talking about, that's Pragati Enterprises, Konark Structural Limited and Kamla Construction, all of these 3 contractors come under the defect liability period, which essentially means that a contractor is bound by a contract with the BMC for at least 5 to 7 years. So of course these contractors were awarded, they bagged 3 new contracts this time around in this monsoon alone to do the road repair works of the Zone 1 category, which are the areas from Kolaba to Baikal, of course worth 50 crore rupees, and out of 150 roads also, Sneha, that they are handling at this point in time, more than 26 to 30 roads they will take only after monsoon in a completion stage. And for our viewers, of course, early this week we had also reported that how contractors have been penalized after Mirror Now's ground report. So this time also out of 3 contractors, Pragati Enterprises and Konark Structural were penalized with hefty sum of 6 lakh rupees. So of course, even after, it is really strange that even after these contractors were blacklisted because they were involved in the 352 crore rupees road scam, contracts were given to them, and yet again they are dealing the road repair works.
Also listen into what Ravi Raja, the leader of opposition in the BMC, had to say on this issue.
No, I think in this matter, it's a big scandal which is going on in the Mumbai Mahanagarpalika. The contractors who has been blacklisted, first of all, they shouldn't be, given any work. But here, I understand that they have given the work to the same contractors, and again they have been penalized. So this is clear state of violation done by the contractors, and administration is just closing the eyes. On that day when your channel was showing about the roads, I was seeing the leader of the house defending the administration. Why is he defending the administration?
The Tata Group's airline dream looks set for takeoff, with talks of Air India's imminent privatization doing the rounds. The Times Group has learned that the government and the Tata Group have held preliminary discussions on the mega stakes sale of Air India. According to sources, the Tata Group is interested in buying 51% stake of Air India. The government remains keen to retain Air India as a domestic carrier, but the deal will help bring down the debt sizably and make the national carrier lucrative. Nayanthara Rai gives us exclusive details on this deal in the works.
Preliminary talks maybe, but with the government on buying back the airline. What I do understand from my sources is that the government, getting all kinds of feedback from various quarters, is keen to maintain the Indianness of Air India, and therefore may mandate that 51% of the shareholding should be with an Indian shareholder. And that's where the Tatas could come on board. That it is around these that the talks are taking place between N. Chandrasekharan and senior members of the government. Now, supposing the finance minister Arun Jaitley is able to convince the rest of the cabinet to completely sell Air India, something the Niti Aayog also supports. Incidentally, I do understand from my sources that Tatas could, in that case, rope in their existing joint venture partner, Singapore Airlines. What's in it for both sides? Government? Well, you do have Air India with a debt of 55 to 60,000 crore rupees, and the central exchequer has made it quite clear the government is no longer going to absorb the losses. It should not be in the business of running an airline. What about the Tatas? The Tatas have been trying to make a dent into the aviation industry. They have the joint venture with Air Asia, with Singapore Airlines, where you have a new airline, Vistara. Now, supposing they buy into Air India, they automatically jump up many notches in the pecking order. Air India has a 14% market share in the domestic market, and internationally, Air India does boast of some fantastic routes, and that could be invaluable to the Tatas that are trying to make a mark in the aviation sector. So that's what a senior member, if the government told me, it's a win-win from both sides, and the government on its part is trying to pare down that massive 55 to 60,000 crore rupee debt to make it more valuable, to make it more lucrative for a conglomerate like the Tatas.
We also spoke with Jitendra Bhargav, former executive director of Air India. Listen into what he had to say.
Is true, it will be the biggest and the best development that could happen for Air India. Tata's acquiring will have less opposition from the employees as well, because they all know that Tata had once owned the airline. Tatas also know the strengths of Air India, because it is not a question of just the high debt and mounting losses of Air India, but the assets that Air India have. And in partnership with Singapore Airlines, they will be able to harness the various assets, ground handling business, engineering services.
Staying with the Tata Group, the Taj Hotel has now become the first Indian building to get trademarked. With the trademark, Mumbai's Taj Mahal Palace will not only prohibit the commercial use of images of its exteriors, but will also stop replication of its architectural design. The Taj has now joined the elite club of trademarked properties in the world, which includes the Empire State Building in New York, the Eiffel Tower in Paris, and the Sydney Opera House.
Trademark has been given to Indian hotel company with image of this hotel in Mumbai as the distinguishing mark for that company.
Criteria for trademarking is that the mark should be distinctive, and to my mind, what better distinctiveness than the Taj, because I don't need the brand name on the building for people to know that it is the Taj. You look at the building and that is what Taj is. So violators better watch out, because we are very keen in protecting the intellectual property.
In what can be termed plain bizarre, a US-based clothing company has come up with a swimsuit featuring a gaping mouth of the US President Donald Trump. Pictures of the shocked Trump bathing suit, as the manufacturers call it, went viral on social media. The manufacturer also says that the swimsuit contours your form and is meant to flatter your body, along with a condition saying once purchased, the swimsuit cannot be returned or exchanged. That's all the time that we have on this bulletin. Do stay tuned to Mirror now for more updates.